What up, everybody, and welcome to the Positively Awesome Wrestling Podcast, the Halloween edition. I'm the only one that's dressed up, though, so I'll be okay with it. It's all right. But we are here today. We have Crown Jewel coming up this weekend, so that's what today's topic will mostly be covering, as well as our favorite moments from the week and a Positively Awesome Wrestling Top 5 that I did not think we would be doing, CM Punk. But before we get to there, we're going to check in on the boys. Tidy, how the heck have you been this week, sir?
Man, I messaged you, man. I think I drank too much. I'm done with vodka, riding it off forever. I was supposed to do that like 7 years ago. You can't be drinking vodka when you're 40-something years old, man. That's what kids do. It's what college kids do. Toddy has now been enlightened, and I'm free from vodka. I'm still hungover a bit. That's how I'm doing.
He's graduated to tequila, everybody.
Hell no. It's even worse.
That's my drink of choice.
And Albert, how the heck have you been doing this week, sir?
Doing all right. Just catching up on a lot of wrestling. And I recently, right before we got on, caught up with some wrestling. And that's going to be something that I'm going to get into a little bit later. Some pretty exciting stuff.
And myself, I have just been celebrating Halloween. If you follow me, you have seen it. I am on costume number, I think, 4 as of right now. I got a few more to go, baby. But we got Amanda. Looking good, guys. Thank you very much, babe. Thank you very much. And then we got Courtney. Hello, fellas. What is up? Thank you for joining us, Courtney. Man, I forgot to do something real quick. But I need everybody to bear with me. I've been coughing all day. I apologize if I cough during the show. I'll let one of them take the reins if that happens. But I'm trying to get better. I actually went to the doctor and everything to get this sick fixed. So that's a very rare thing for me to go do. But we will start this show off with the Positively Awesome Wrestling Top 5. And it is none other. Oh, did I make it? I did. Top 5 feuds for CM Punk in WWE. Now, this is only based on the assumption that he does show up. I'm still not convinced. But the other day was his birthday. He had an interview on the radio, and he kind of beat around the questions a little bit. And it was like, man, I know he's trying to work me, and I think he might have got me because here we are. We're about to talk about CM Punk in WWE. And I'm going to start this list off. These guys have no idea what the list is today. I made this one myself. I'm the CM Punk mark here, and I took over. I'm going to do that because I can. But I know this first name I'm going to put on is the one that's going to, I guess, head scratch a little bit, not because they don't understand why it's there, but because it's so low. But you're just going to have to listen to what I got to say about it to understand why I'm putting it so low. And number 5 is Seth freaking Rollins. Now, here we go. There's CM Punk and Seth Rollins right there from way back in the day when Seth was a young whippersnapper.
It's Royal Rumble, I think, right?
It looks like it might be.
Might be. I think that's when they were 1 and 2. So they have history.
Yeah, they do. CM Punk always won. He even beat the Shield 1v3. So
yep, he did.
Here's the thing. Courtney says she's not convinced either. And I'll go ahead and put hers up here. She says LA Knight. Not made my list. I'll just say it right there. And again, when we start talking about the list, you'll understand why.
That promo battle would be fire, though, Courtney.
What's that?
That promo battle would be fire. LA Knight and CM Punk.
It would be fun for sure. Seth Rollins is the name everyone keeps saying. WrestleMania. Put it at WrestleMania. I'm going to tell you this. If CM Punk wins this match, what does it do for CM Punk? Nothing.
He beat a guy that he's always beaten.
Yeah. If Seth Rollins beats CM Punk, what does it really do for Seth Rollins at this point?
I mean, it does solidify Seth a little bit more, but I mean, if it's Punk's first match,
it does nothing.
It really doesn't. Yeah. Unless there's stakes.
Win back.
Right.
But does he really need it at this point? Because he, like I said, he was a young baby at that point. He's grown exponentially since then. He's one of the biggest stars in all wrestling, one of the best wrestlers in the world. To me, he is still the number 1 wrestler in the world with the complete package, not just in ring, just the complete package. That's number 1 to me still. So losing or winning to CM Punk does nothing for either one of them, and that's why I have it so low. But I know everyone wants to see it so bad that I wanted to put it on the list. But I'll let you guys feel free to say your piece on it because, again, I think it would be cool to see because I love Seth and I love CM Punk. I just don't see, if I want CM Punk to come back, I want to see matches that make sense, things that tell good stories, and him putting people over that need it. Seth doesn't check any of those boxes for me. So that's why I don't have Seth so high. But I'll appease the crowd for this one pick. Have at it, boys. What intrigues you the most about CM Punk versus Seth Rollins, Tidy?
Well, I like how Seth can get serious, and I know CM Punk is not going to hold back. So it would make Seth be nothing but serious. I don't know if he can pull off that laugh versus him. That would just the build of it. That would be it. But it definitely, I would say not first match. I would say down the line, maybe it would be nice to see them, verbally joust at each other. I think it would bring more out of Seth technically if CM Punk really went after him. That's all I can really see from it.
And Albert.
Yeah, it's similar to what we saw with Punk and Mox. That wasn't a lot of people said, hey, this is a dream match, but same difference. If Punk beat Mox, what was the big deal, and vice versa, except for the fact that those matches were for the World Championship. So that's the one intrigue that it can be built into it. If there is a reason why we're getting this, there are stakes involved. Rollins has to defend his championship against a CM Punk who maybe has beaten 5-6 guys already. I'm with Tidy and Jimmy. I think we're all in agreement. This is a dream match for everyone. It's just not the right match for Punk's first match or Punk's first 5 matches. It's got to get down to the nitty gritty where there's a reason why Punk and Rollins are going to stand. There needs to be a story as to why they're going to stand across from the ring from each other. We need to care.
And I'll just add this. I don't want to see CM Punk touching a world title because it's just not necessary. We don't need it. He doesn't need to go anywhere near it. I know he doesn't want to do the part-time stuff. He wasn't doing AEW. They'll probably make him scale it back a little bit if he comes to WWE. Big if. And I don't want to see him anywhere near the world title if that's the case. So, and before I even go to the next number on the list, I'll say this. Roman Reigns is not on this list either for the exact same reasons. Actually, there's one difference. Roman Reigns is the only one from the Shield that did beat CM Punk back in the day. So for the people who seem to forget this, CM Punk was the first person to put over Roman Reigns in singles competition. If he couldn't beat that Roman Reigns, he doesn't even step in the ring with the tribal chief. Don't do it. It's no need for it. It's just not needed. So he's not on the list either, everybody.
I will say this same thing. Promo battles would be great, though, between the two of them. Just imagine the stuff that Punk can come up against with Roman. I think it would be great. But again, look, we're talking about CM Punk, and I think it's been proven the way he left WWE, the way he left AEW, he's here for a good time, not for a long time. So let's do the ones that make the most sense.
If the matches happen, I'm not mad. I just don't think they're as intriguing as the other ones I have on this list. That's what I'll say.
That's fair.
And with that, we will move to number 4. He is the youngest person on this list, and it might be a little bit weird. Might not get it at first, but again, I'll get you there, hopefully. Number 4, Austin Theory. Now, I said this to someone else, and they were like, why?
I think I know where you're going with this.
I think I'm going to tell you why. Austin Theory, look, John Cena comparisons have been running rampant with this guy since he came up from NXT. He has the look. He has the skill. He's young. He's already doing the charity work that John Cena did. He is the prototypical dude that WWE wants to push to the moon as their top babyface. Unfortunately, he's having a hard time getting over as a heel. I think right now he's in a good place with Grayson Waller. He got that rub from John Cena earlier this year, and it didn't really do anything for him. I don't think John Cena is in a position to really help people to that extent because he hasn't been winning lately. In the world of wrestling today, I think CM Punk is a bigger deal than John Cena. And I know that sounds crazy, but I'm not saying the name. I'm saying as far as wrestling, because CM Punk was literally just a 2-time world champion. CM Punk still wins his match. John Cena said the other day he hasn't won a singles match since when? 2018?
Something like that,
yeah. And everyone's like, it's John Cena. It doesn't matter. It does. After a while, it does. And it's been 5 years. So
and we've seen it because we've seen it because Theory hasn't gotten that rub that we thought he was going to get from Cena. He got over a little bit more, but I mean, it wasn't like this okay, he's a main eventer now. You know,
and I'll also point to this. Everyone wants to point to, oh, well, the booking did him no favors. Let me tell you something. There's been lots of people who didn't have booking going in their favor, and they found a way. Austin Theory has not found a way. But we know because of the way that Austin Theory can connect with the fans. He just hasn't done it for whatever reason. In a feud with CM Punk, turning Austin Theory babyface through CM Punk, I think would do wonders for him and set him off on that trajectory that we want him to go at. I think everyone here wants Austin Theory to kind of take that next step. We all see it in him, right? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
So I think CM Punk is a guy that can help him get there. Maybe this is where you do the double turn, because CM Punk's going to be babyface when he comes in. We're going to be happy to see him. But he does his best work as a heel. Get Austin Theory switched over, send him on the... And it's not crazy to think about because of the fact that Austin Theory has shared the ring with literally every other top name that WWE has to offer. So they're going to look for ways to make this happen. So with that,
it's also not out of the realm of possibilities that Punk wants to come back and wants to form some sort of a faction, almost like he kind of did in AEW with FTR and and everything like that. So maybe he takes Theory under his wing when he turns heel, and Theory does some of his bidding. What's that?
Nexus 2.0.
But with the yes and no, but with the idea, I was thinking more straight edge society. But, like the idea of it being that, Theory then it's like, you know what? I'm tired of doing everybody else's crap. It was Seth Rollins, then it was Johnny Gargano, and now it's CM Punk. Yeah. And then that's the perfect I'm going to be my own man speech to turn him babyface against a guy like Punk.
Tight, what about you? Austin Theory, Punk. Does this intrigue you in any ways?
Yeah, but you basically said everything. I mean, honestly, I think if it literally is for to turn him babyface, that's like the best way to make it work. I mean, period, or don't do it. I really want that next level out of Austin Theory. And I think, if you get someone like CM Punk to switch him to babyface, that could be a home run.
Yeah. So with that, we're going to move on. I'm going to go through these relatively quicker than we usually do, just because we have a jam-packed show tonight. Next one is very interesting because I don't believe the match has ever happened. So with that said, we have I'm messing up already. Here we go. Drew McIntyre. And this basically I don't want to give that away. I'll just say the match has never happened. And again, if CM Punk is coming back at Survivor Series, I think, and Drew McIntyre, who I believe is going to be world champion after Saturday, I 100% believe he's winning the title on Saturday. If he wants a great challenger, someone who can get the best out of him, and again, CM Punk is going to be a red hot babyface. Drew is kind of on that teeter right now where it's like he's not a heel, but he's definitely going that way. The way to really kind of tip the scales for that is put him in there with CM Punk, who's going to get the best out of him, at least on the microphone, 100%. And there's a story to be told because, again, CM Punk talked the talk. Drew McIntyre said, I walked the walk. So with that, I won't get too much more into it. I'll just swing it over to you, Tidy. Does this intrigue you at all? I'm very interested to know because I've not heard anybody say Drew's name yet. So I'm just curious.
Well, he was on my list. I made my own quick list. And,
boom. I love it, dude.
And it was basically for that very similar reason. I want Drew to get back to, like, he belongs in the main event of WrestleMania. And because right now I can see him not main eventing WrestleMania again this upcoming year unless something big happens. I mean, right now, win the title. Cool. I can see him winning that title. If he doesn't win the title, what a damn shame. What do I do with Drew now? So he needs to win that title. And then that's if. Yeah.
Tidbit here. If he doesn't win the title, I do think he's gone. I'll put that out there.
He had such a good match with Sami.
He did. It was
oh my God.
Very well done. Anyways, I think
we can talk about that later.
Yeah, but CM Punk and Drew, yeah, that's a no brainer. It will get him on a way better trajectory. I'm all about trajectory right now because I see it with him, and I've seen it with Drew, with Sheamus for years. We all know Drew can be that guy. I just want him to make me love him again.
And Albert, what about you?
This is really intriguing to me, actually. You know, like you said, it hasn't happened before, and I think that, you know, what we've talked about over the past couple of weeks, and you know, and it kind of came to a head with that battle with Seth Rollins. Drew is good on the mic when he's challenged. When Drew doesn't really have a good challenge, he tends to be funny or, you know, like super over babyface Drew, and that's cool. But when Drew is challenged,
yeah, he's not the kind of guy that can carry it,
right?
But he can bark back.
Right. So if someone's going to come at him, Drew can, you know, put together a good comeback, and we saw that against Seth. I would love to see him, what comes out of his mouth when it comes to Punk, because one of the things I like about Drew is he doesn't have a filter, and a lot of the things that people don't say, Drew has a tendency of just coming straight out and saying it, and I love that. And I think that in a feud against a guy like Punk, where there's a lot of questions, Drew might, you know, like throw little comments out there that might poke at Punk a little bit, you know, maybe not in the way that Punk would take it as disrespectful like he did with Hangman, but, you know, I can see him, you know, poking the bear a little bit, and I think that would be interesting. I think that really adds an extra layer to that feud. I think he's a great, and in the ring, I think Drew's the perfect guy to carry Punk, because he's a bigger dude that Punk can actually work around, you know, the power game aspect of it, and he can be in an underdog situation in that match. I think it's all around a good idea, a feud with Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, and it allows Drew to throw someone around. It allows CM Punk to kind of get that sympathy. I don't think he's that great at kind of gaining that sympathy as a babyface wrestler. Again, I've always thought he's just way better as a heel, but he's definitely serviceable as a babyface, as we saw in AEW. He's no slouch in that department. So, and when he was asked, when Drew was asked about the CM Punk thing last month, he was just like, he's like, yeah, I'm not against it at all. Like, I'm not going to say anything else, but I'm not against it. So, yeah, Drew knows that would be great for him. Big money match for him, which is something he deserves. He deserves it so much.
He does.
So from there, we will move on to my favorite. Oh, I did it again. My favorite name on the list, and I think another person here is going to really enjoy this one, because it's another match that has not happened, and it kind of blew my mind that it's never happened, especially in Ring of Honor. And I am talking about Sami Zayn. And kind of a little bit of what I was just talking about when CM Punk. Why I keep doing that? I just want to see Drew McIntyre.
Apparently.
The thing with Sami Zayn is, I said on Monday during the match with Drew McIntyre, what a full circle that is. I don't think there's ever been a better babyface in-ring wrestler than Sami Zayn. And I mean, like, he can get anyone to just get behind him. The way the facial expressions, just the mannerisms, everything about his babyface wrestling is just like, I really want this guy to win. I think he might be only second to Hulk Hogan back in the 80s. Or Ricky Steamboat is another name. That is a great list to be a part of if you're Sami Zayn. That's how highly I think of him. Not the best babyface of all time. I'm not saying that. I'm saying as far as what he does in the ring between bell to bell. Sami Zayn is amazing. CM Punk might actually be one of the best bell to bell heel in ring wrestlers, at least in my generation.
Absolutely.
So to have those two just clashing for a first time ever, while Sami Zayn is trying to scratch and claw and prove to the world that he is a main event player. Oh, give that shit to me right now, man. Well, I wanted to put this number one, but I couldn't because the other one just makes way much more sense. But man, this would be my favorite for sure. Albert,
I want to go first because I know Tidy's got way more to say about this than I do. So I just want to make this. I want to make this quick, and I want to give Tidy the floor. The promo battles of a heel CM Punk versus a babyface Sami Zayn, chills up and down my spine. First of all, second of all, there is no other. It's insane to think that these guys haven't had a one-on-one match. Sami Zayn is so believable. He reminds me, one of the guys you didn't mention, Ricky Morton, is another one of those babyface sellers that like gets you like, he makes you want to believe in him. Sami just has that. Punk doesn't care when he's a heel. It's a match made in heaven.
Yeah, and the promo thing you were just talking about, on top of this, the ring, the yin yang in ring work they would do as babyface and heel, CM Punk is just a menacing, cold-hearted asshole on that microphone as a heel, and Sami Zayn is just the kind of guy who will just like from his heart will just have you like, man, tell him. This feud is money. Tidy, the floor is yours, sir.
Still in my thunder, man. That is.
I apologize. I had that in my head. I was like, I gotta get it out.
It's the emotion that I want. Sami Zayn can emotionally speak and emote, and we saw that with the Bloodline. If I can get Sami Zayn a couple of dream matches, that would be one of them for me. Because I probably won't see Roman versus Sami anytime soon again, unfortunately. I have hopes. Don't laugh. It's not funny, man. It's got to happen. It's got to happen.
I'm not saying it won't ever happen again, but it's not going to happen while Roman's champ.
Yeah, I mean, that would be like a definite PLE buildup. I mean, I wouldn't want it to just be something on Raw or SmackDown. I would want this to be a buildup to a PLE because that's how good Sami Zayn can.
I don't think Roman's
match
on a Raw or SmackDown ever again at this point.
Sorry, what's that?
I don't think Roman's ever fighting again on a SmackDown or a Raw ever again at this point. I think he's straight Brock Lesnar's.
I'll paint a great scenario for you. Sami Zayn finally wins that world title, and then the very next night on Monday Night Raw, before he even says a word, CM Punk comes out and gets in his face. Like again, CM Punk is going to make for a brilliant first feud for whoever is a world champion. If he, I'm going to keep saying this, if he comes back, because again, I'm not 100% sold. But oh my God, this morning I was just thinking like, who can I put on this list with my number one and Drew? And I was like, man, Sami Zayn. I had to do the research. It's never happened, and that blows my mind. I don't think they even crossed paths in Ring of Honor. I'm not 100%. I'm almost positive.
No, I think Punk was out long before, maybe not long before, but a pretty considerable amount of time before.
Probably like a year or 2 years. Probably line, but it just blows my mind because I've heard of stories of CM Punk and Kevin Steen sharing a locker room, but I've never heard of anything with CM Punk and Sami Zayn. So it just kind of I was like, what?
Crazy.
Yeah, so that's like probably my number one dream match at this point. So with that said, you're probably wondering if that's your number one dream match, then why isn't he number one on your list, Jimmy? And Roman Reigns is on your list. So what the heck's going on here? None of this makes sense because the story for this one is story and this guy just go hand in hand at this point. Cody freaking Rhodes, because again, much like what I said with Drew. You talk the talk, I walk the walk. Cody Rhodes really did walk that walk. CM Punk, you demanded change. Well, I went out and made change. And now here I am. And now, who's CM Punk's greatest rival of all time? It's John Cena. And I don't care what anyone says about the Ring of Honor, Samoa Joe stuff, or those are the best matches, hands down. I'm not going to argue. But as far as opponent, a feud, one that really put CM Punk on the map was his feud with John Cena, because John Cena is the poster boy and CM Punk is the anti-poster boy. So now Cody Rhodes went out and did all the work that CM Punk said that needed to be done. And now who's the poster boy? Just like John Cena, Cody Rhodes. And now here CM Punk is to come back, and Cody Rhodes like, you don't even deserve your spot here anymore. The story is fantastic, and they could do way better than what I just came up with. But I had to put it at number one. I hate that I had to put Sami at 2 here, but just realistically, I'm trying not to be biased, everybody. Proving that I don't hate Cody Rhodes here. He's number one on this list. Any disagreements there?
No, you're right. It's a better story. I can't. He was on my list as well, but he wasn't my number one. I also had John Cena on there.
We're gonna go to your list after we're done with this one. I definitely want to hear your list.
There's only one person missing here for me, and it's Finn Balor. But other than that, just because I think Punk and Balor would complement each other really well in the ring. But
I think it'd be a good feud. Yes, for sure.
But more in ring than anything else. Cody is the right choice, though. Cody is everything that you would want, a top babyface to be, and Punk can go and and whine and complain about that. Oh yeah, sure. Look at you. Of course you're at the top. You're the chosen one. I had to fight for it. Oh, I didn't. I had to leave here, come back, start my own company in order to get the respect that I deserve from this place. And you don't have one leg up on me, and that's the only guy that can really say that about him.
Freaking
and then CM Punk could turn around and be like, "You ran when I came into your little company you made," and then Cody would turn around and be like, "No, I didn't run from you. I just didn't want nothing to do with you, and I still don't want nothing to do with you." And he can make CM Punk literally chase after him. Like it's again money.
So good.
Money feud. Oof. That'd be beautiful. I wouldn't mind seeing a Kofi Kingston one either. That'd be fun.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of fun, like a lot of fun interactions he can have. Like a couple of a match like that. I think that even Balor too. It doesn't need to be a pay-per-view match for me.
That's a great weekly television feud to do. 100%.
Absolutely. Like a number one contender kind of a thing. Like they're both out to be number one contender for the title or something like that. I'm okay with that. I don't need a big build for Finn. I just want to see them in the ring together.
All right. Now, Tidy, I'm curious. What were your top 5 feuds?
It was number 1 was Sami Zayn, number 2 was KO, number 3 was John Cena, number 4 was Cody, and number 5 was Drew. So very close to your list. I just want John Cena just to have the mic battle.
Great minds. Hey, John Cena almost made my list. I promise you, but I was like, he's too similar to Cody in the sense of what the story is. So that's why I didn't put him on there.
Yeah,
but I'm not against CM Punk versus John Cena at WrestleMania. It never happened. It should have happened. Go ahead and do it. Why not? We're celebrating wrestling at WrestleMania. Do it. Like that's what I think about WrestleMania. Do shit like that. That's what I want to see. Or again, this is a dream. This is fantasy, and it's not going to happen. But just give me my CM Punk for Stone Cold match for FFS. Come on, man. Oh,
I thought you were going to go somewhere else with that.
I've been wanting that match forever.
Oh, of course. Same.
Forever. And when Kevin Owens got it a few years ago, I wanted to be mad, but I was like, I love Kevin Owens too much not to be mad or to be mad. So I'm not going to be mad about it. But man, I wanted that match for CM Punk so bad because the promo battle's there.
What about Cody and Dom? I mean, Punk and Dom. What would you do?
Punk don't want those problems, bro.
What would you do?
Do you even know who you're talking about here? Punk don't stand a chance. Punk don't stand a chance. But from there, we will move on to this week's show. Real quick. I don't know. Sounds like he might be. We'll find out. We'll find out in the next month. If you don't come back by Survivor Series, I think we might as well just shut up about it. That's because it's just we've been talking about it for a year and a half now. I was like, come on. I think Survivor Series is good. If he ain't back by then, just hold out hope and not talk about it anymore. Crown Jewel predictions. We'll kind of run through these a little quicker than we might normally do. Again, we're packed.
Yeah.
And I don't know the match order. I'm just doing it in the match order I would do it at. And with that said, I'm going to start off with John Cena versus Solo Sikoa because I want John Cena to come out first, get that mega pop, and get to feel that energy for the first time of the night so that they can keep it going. I want him to get excited right out the gate. John Cena versus Solo Sikoa. Albert, you're up first. Who you got and why?
I feel like this almost has to be Solo. If Solo is going to be the guy that's going to have to separate from the bloodline sooner or later, get that big run at the top with with Roman, and then on the other hand, I'm like, are they really going to make Cena lose his big first match back? And then I was like, but they did it at WrestleMania. Solo deserved to run 2018. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Like Solo deserves it way more than Theory, I think, did. So it's Solo for me.
Tidy, what about you?
Nah, man, I'm going Cena. I like after he said everything he said. I mean, there's there's no way you're really going to pull the rug from under Cena after he poured out his heart. I mean, he needs this win. I mean, come on, throw a dog a bone. And it's Solo. Solo's mean, dude. That's hard to beat. But then that's when he's going to do the big match John thing, and he's going to hulk up out of nowhere, and he's going to pick his ass up and AA his ass. And then he's going to AA him again from the top rope. He's going to have to do something magical. That's what we like about Cena when he was fighting. He would just keep going, like with AJ Styles. Keeps on going. And he's old, so I think he's going to last longer and have more wind in him. And that's what I'm hoping as the fan in me. Logically, athletically, Solo should win. But no, I am a Cena believer, dude. He's going to pull some shit out of thin air, and he's going to pull it off.
So I'm going to go ahead and give my prediction. Then I'm going to go over here and get a little piece of paper. I'm going to write our predictions down. I'm going to see who wins this. Maybe a winner gets a little prize. We'll see what happens here. But I, much like Tidy here, think John Cena is winning because, one, he brought it up on SmackDown that he hasn't won in forever. They also made a point to point out that this is Solo Sikoa's first singles pay-per-view match. Solo Sikoa is one of those hothead kind of guys. And since we're going into a new stage of the Bloodline saga, I think Solo Sikoa kind of needs to be the one that's a loose cannon at this point. The way to get him there is you have him lose that first big match against John Cena. Now, I don't want him losing it clean. I want there to be some kind of nonsense involved. Distraction, something. I don't care what they do. I don't care if it doesn't go with what John Cena. I don't care. John Cena should win, but Solo Sikoa should not lose clean. And then Solo can just turn around and get the win back on TV. I don't care if it's 50-50 booking. It makes sense in this scenario for me. You get the crowd. Again, John Cena is the first person out. If he is, and then you let him win, that crowd, they'll stay hot. They get the pop when he comes out. They get the pop when he wins. They're going to be super excited, and it sets the pace for the rest of the night. And with Roman going over, which we all assume will be the case at the end of the night, you want to start off hot and then give him that down right at the end. You give him something to go, give him something to cheer about in the beginning, so when they boo at the end, at least they had a good time in the front end of the show. And that's why I'm taking John Cena here. So that's including Courtney here. That's 3-1 against Albert. The odds have been stacked against him.
Bring it on.
Next up, I'm putting this match second because it just got announced and there was not much build to it. And sorry, it just is what it is. Io versus Bianca for the, the WWE Women's Championship.
Yep.
Again, I haven't even finished SmackDown yet. I'm like halfway through, I believe. I just got to the point where Kevin Owens punched both Grayson Waller and
amazing segment.
Yes. So I don't know how this match even came to play yet. I just know it got made. So with that said, Tidy, who do you have here?
I'm going for Bianca for selfish reasons because I want Bianca versus Charlotte soon. That's all. Because Charlotte's already involved. There was something screwy with Charlotte. Charlotte, there was the interference where Charlotte didn't win versus Io. And even though Io was like, "Oh, I don't really want to be helped," but she was like, "Yeah, she took the W, right?" So Charlotte's still in that main title contention, and Bianca, technically, I mean, Bianca needs to get her revenge or whatever. Say she's gonna fight Bayley next week, and take out Damage Control completely. But she's going to do this on her own, or is Charlotte going to help? Because Charlotte has Damage Control beef too. So I'm saying screwy. Maybe Charlotte helps. I don't know. I'm going for Bianca. Even though I don't want to do that to my girl, Io. I don't.
Do you think Bianca's winning the title?
Yeah.
Okay. Albert, what about you?
I know I'm probably wrong. I'm going as the fan right now. I'm going as the fan. I ain't trying to be right.
It's Io Sky for me. I think that so Jimmy, you asked how this match was made. Bianca came out and cut a promo and said, "I asked Nick Aldis for the match, and it's happening." that was it. So it wasn't.
I feared that's what it was.
And I get it. There's technically build. Damage Control was the ones who put her out. They did show the video package beforehand, saying, "Hey, she was out for 2 months because Damage Control, hurt her." So it does make sense. I feel like it's a little lackluster, but at the end of the day, I think that this is Io's time to shine. I don't think Io's losing that championship anytime soon. I say it's Io.
Okay, so we have one for Io, one for Bianca. And now, man, me and Toddy are on the same page here starting off. I am taking Bianca, and I'm taking Bianca for a horrible reason. I feel like she's now at a point where she's Charlotte. I don't know where Bianca can go without the title. I just don't. Like, if she doesn't win, what does Bianca do next? I just don't know. I think she's gotten to a point, and she hasn't shown anybody. And hey, prove me wrong. I love to be proven wrong. Everybody knows this. I haven't seen Bianca have a feud that kind of intrigues anybody that didn't involve the title yet. And if I'm wrong, you correct me. Maybe I forgot. I can't think of one.
No, I think you're right. I mean, the best one that he had was with Bayley. I mean,
yeah. And that's kind of the scenario we have with Charlotte. We're never invested in Charlotte unless she's chasing the title. And when she's chasing the title, we're like, why is she always chasing the title? It's because she's not interesting when she's not. So it's like, this sucks. So I think Bianca's in that set.
I think this is an issue with all the women right now because I'm feeling the same way about Asuka.
Oh, well, yeah, they've never really known how to kind of deal with Asuka. But I mean, I think Becky is probably one that has shown that she doesn't need it. Bayley has shown that she doesn't need the title. There's a few. And I would love Bianca to prove me wrong. I really would. I 100% would. I don't want her to kind of go down that same road as Charlotte because we all know how I feel about Charlotte. It has nothing to do with Charlotte the person, just how she's booked and everything.
So Bianca had actually a decent promo. It wasn't killer, but it was a decent promo. But she kept saying the word vengeance. So I'm like hoping he'll, girl, go back to NXT, he'll do that thing. Like I'm really hoping that.
Now, a scenario I can see happening is since Charlotte has been there and Bianca and Charlotte kind of have a friendship there, maybe Charlotte costs her and then they have a feud that doesn't revolve around the title and it fixes both of their problems. That's the dream scenario here. And then Io holds the title all the way to WrestleMania. That's the dream scenario. I'm just not holding my breath on it because I haven't seen it yet. So that's why if I'm picking with my brain here, not my heart, picking with my brain here, I'm taking Bianca. But please prove me wrong. I'm begging you so very much. What up, Cameron? Thank you for joining, bud. Thank you for joining.
Yeah,
Bianca's mine. She didn't lose yet again. Yeah, Bianca never loses. Charlotte. I'll say this. I don't think Charlotte ever wins that title ever again. I'll say that right there.
No.
And now
Interesting, but okay.
She needs to prove it to me, Tidy, that she deserves it.
Man, you're gonna put a Charlotte in a Cody position on Tidy's mind? Okay, so that's what Cody has to do for me. But
He has proven it. You said so yourself.
What?
You said Cody has proven it.
Well, I'm saying I can see him. He's going to win. I just want to love him as the babyface. I want to truly love him, and he's slowly winning me over still.
It's interesting you bring that up because the third match on this show, Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest. Now I think we all know where this one's going, but I definitely want to hear what you got to say about it. Tidy, since you love Cody Rhodes so much, I'll let you go first. Who do you got with Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest?
Why are you going to call me out like that, man? I got Damian Priest. I'm going Judgment Day sweep.
What? He said Damian Priest. He's the fan picking. He's fan picking.
I really think why is because Cody is going through the desert right now, and he can't find a horse or any water, an oasis, or anything. And he's about to find out Judgment Day are a bigger deal than he thinks. Rhea's got her hands talking with Drew and Seth. They're manipulating something. They even brought up the fact that, hey, maybe you want to get your guy Damian in a better position to cash in. That's why she's messing with them. I think Judgment Day legs are actually spreading better than what I'm even seeing on TV. They've got their hands in everything, and they're truly doing what they said they would do. And to do that, they would have to, like, what was her thing? We run this show. We actually run WWE. Yeah, well, yeah, that's the other thing, since they have, tag titles, whatever. So, but anyways, that's why I'm going Damian. It's going to be screwy, and then Cody's going to be pissed off again that shit. Now Survivor Series is coming up. We have to finish Judgment Day. Like,
you know what? I like your pick. I do. I like your pick. Albert, what about you?
just don't see Cody losing on a PLE right now. And I feel like the way my mind is working, I feel like a lot of heels are going to win in at the show. And I think that they need a big triumphant babyface win. And, you guys picked Cena as being that guy. I think I'm going with Cody this time. I think Cody beats Damian. I think that and Tidy, I think it's almost the exact same way as you say, only the opposite. I think it is some screwery. I think that maybe JD McDonough accidentally cost Priest again, or, maybe, the interference just doesn't work out or something like that. Cody ends up winning by a fluke or something, but I just don't see Cody losing here.
I'm going to go ahead and say this. I was about to pick Cody Rhodes because I was like, man, I cannot not pick Cody Rhodes. But I did pick John Cena to win. And if John Cena does win, I don't think Cody Rhodes needs to win for that crowd to go home happy.
Yeah.
And the reason I think Damian Priest should win is because he's got the briefcase, and if he's about to cash in, and they're kind of in ties with Drew, and they have the thing with Roman, he has to be looked at. He can't be looked as an equal, but he has to look like a legitimate threat. And a win over Cody Rhodes and Crown Jewel would do just that, and also would give Cody a reason. He gets screwed over because JD McDonough obviously would be the reason why. Tidy's just loving that all around. And
when they broke
that gives Cody the reason to go for the War Games. And I think Damian has to win this match. That's what I think. So you know what? Screw it. I'm going with Damian Priest as well. Damian Priest wins. I think that's what we need to do. So thank you, Tidy. I was like, no, Cody, but you did your thing. I was like, okay, if he's comfortable enough to pick him, I'll pick him as well.
That's good to build Survivor Series, dude.
Albert is just going against what we say, so that if we're wrong, he wins.
Seriously, that's really working out well for me.
The odds here, he's cheating. All right,
I'm like that jerk on The Price is Right that you go $1.
$1.01.
Yeah, exactly. So
All right, so with there, and this next match kind of helps me feel a little bit more comfortable with Cody losing, because we got the United States Championship match between Rey Mysterio and Logan Paul. And this match here is probably the one I had the hardest time picking. But based on how my other picks have gone, it just made it a little bit easier for me. So I'll go first here. And I was like, I think Rey Mysterio Jr. retains, because he's another one of those big baby faces that crowd loves. If he wins, they get to have that pop. They get to go home happy. At least Rey won. John won. Rey won. We're all happy. They're from that time. They like to bring back those older people for these guys. Rey and John kind of come a little bit from that time. So I think Rey retains. And I also pick Rey to win this because of my fantasy booking that we're going to be doing on Wrestle Legion November 18th. And Rey has to hold that title for my thing to come true. So I'm going to say Rey wins here and retains the United States title. Tidy, what about you?
I had a really hard time with this one, dude. I really did, because I believe in that too. Like, whether it's Survivor Series, and I want to see them go head to head, Dom and Rey. I want to see that happen. But I'm going Logan.
No.
No. After seeing him talk with Dom, I think Dom's gonna help him out. He's gonna help beat his deadbeat dad and cost him the title, and Dom would be so happy about it. And then I get to see more Dom and Logan interactions. Well, I'm not saying that I'll be happy, because, like I saw what Courtney said, I'm not saying I'll be happy if Logan wins. I just think he has real life mega heat, and no one likes him. But you're right. I can't have all the bad guys win. This is turning into a problem in my head.
You had John Cena winning.
Have one win, right? I mean, but yeah, this is not.
And he had Bianca winning.
This is me wanting mega heat to take over, and he's involved with Judgment Day in a way. I'm on the JD Judgment Day wagon right now, so I'm going Logan.
Oh man, and Albert, go ahead.
So, you guys said it. This is the hardest pick for me. I'm not 100% convinced that Logan Paul would be committed to being on a weekly WWE program as a champion.
Crap, good point.
And
I'll actually touch on that when he's done, though.
And my big thing is that, well, we already have one major singles champion not on the show every week. I feel like it would be a really big deal if we have two major singles champions not on the show every week. And the tag team champions also aren't on the show every week. So what are we watching SmackDown for if there's no champions there ever?
Because Bianca's your champion?
What's that?
Because Bianca's your champion and she's a megastar?
Okay, but all right. So even still, in my estimation, then Io still wins, right? That's it. That's our only champion, right? I just don't see it happening. I really do think that. I think there is a real chance Logan Paul wins this match. I think he wins the title, and maybe he loses it very quickly thereafter. Maybe he loses that Survivor Series. But I'm gonna go with Rey Mysterio only because I just don't see WWE not having having two major heels as their single champions on SmackDown, and them both not being there.
So what you're saying, Survivor Series is next, and I would have to think Logan Paul's a part of Survivor Series, which means he could be part of weekly television leading up to Survivor Series, and then he could lose it at Survivor Series, or he could lose it the very next show after Survivor Series. I'm of the idea that we're probably going to be getting NXT as a part of Survivor Series this year. I just think.
Ooh, dude,
because Dom's a champion, and if you're going to have the three-way between Gunther as the Intercontinental Champion versus your North American Champion, United States Champion, you have two. Either way this goes, you have a very interesting match because you have Dom and Logan, who are now buddy. They'd be going against Gunther. They'd have to team up to take Gunther down. And I would love to see Gunther cave Logan Paul's chest in.
Oh
I really
God,
would.
dude, that would be.
But on the other end, you have Rey and Dom, which I brought this up a few months ago. I would love to see Rey and Dom have to be like, we got to do this together to take on Gunther because they can't do it by themselves. Either way this turns out, if that's the match they're going with at Survivor Series, I'm excited. So that's why this makes it hard because I can see either one of those happening, and I'm happy either way. So this match is wonderful because I don't know how it's going to go. Logan Paul always delivers, and Rey Mysterio can still go. But I also see Santos has a thing going with that United States title. Bobby Lashley still has a thing going with that United States title. So it kind of is hard to think Logan Paul wins this for those reasons. But if he does, I'm not mad. Because also, of all the titles, barring the women's tag titles, what's probably the one that feels least important right now?
Yeah, it is.
Putting it on Logan Paul would boost it up, at least in the eyes of like the mainstream fans, the casuals and everything. They're like, Logan Paul's the champion? I got to tune in to see what's going on with this. He's going to be on TV shows and all that other stuff. Holding that belt, people are like, yo, he's what? They're going to want to tune in. Or maybe they wouldn't. I don't know. But it seems like that would be a great play to do it. But so this is the one we all agree. This is the hardest one to pick. That's cool.
Yeah.
I was just going crazy in my head.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Next up, Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. And let's see. Man, I already had a title swap on this, so this makes it a little hard. I think I said it earlier. I think Drew McIntyre wins the match here. I think he wins the title. And if he doesn't, he definitely wins the Survivor Series. I can see it happening because I don't see where else they would be doing at Survivor Series. Fuck. I'm changing my pick. Seth Rollins wins. Seth Rollins wins at Crown Jewel. But he doesn't win clean. He doesn't win clear. I think it's a roll up or something like that, and Drew has to come back for vengeance. I think Seth wins though.
I think here's what I think. I think you're 100% right. You kind of took the words right out of my mouth, Tidy. I know I kind of jumped the gun here, but I think Drew loses. I think Drew destroys Seth and like is pissed, and he basically says, "Hey, Damian, if you want to cash in, cash in." And as Priest is going to go cash in, Cody maybe comes out to prevent that from happening. And now, okay, well, Seth's still the champion. I laid him out. I still lay claim to it. He wins it at Survivor Series. That's what I think. So I think it's Seth winning at Crown Jewel.
Cody says, if I can't finish my story, nobody can.
It's right. I could be the only babyface champion around here. That's it. Seth doesn't count. He's still a heel on my mind.
Tidy, what about you?
Man, I'm on the Drew train. This is not thinking. This is just, I really like the last 2 weeks of what he said, what he's done. I like his involvement with the Judgment Day, even though they're both like, no Judgment Day, no Judgment Day. He just walked right past Rhea as if he doesn't need her help, but he didn't acknowledge her. Like, what the hell are you doing? Didn't tell her off. He was okay with it. I think I'm liking what he's doing. I say reward the man. That's my own personal feeling. I want Drew to win. And then Seth can get that title back later, man. I just,
He don't need it.
I don't think he needs it. No,
He needs to take a break after this.
Yeah, if his back's really hurt, which I thought was all just, baloney, it's probably tweaked. I don't know. But
according to it wasn't like wasn't in character or anything. His back really is kind of screwed up from what I have heard. Like it's not like storyline or anything. His back really is kind of tweaked. So
I don't know, man. Suplex is turning into a Falcon Arrow. It's bad on the back, dude.
Yeah.
You can't be taking those suplexes from the top every night. Well, it's not every night, but he does it a lot. That's one of his moves.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Drew needs to win. Seth, take a break.
Good.
Could be right. He absolutely could be right.
Yeah, I see Drew at the end of the feud. Drew's champion, no matter what. I think we all agree there. I think me and Albert are just the idea that it just lasts another month. So with that, we have the 5-way between Mommy and her bitches.
I'm clapping.
That's how I'm referring to them because Mommy runs that division. So between where do they go? Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax versus Raquel Rodriguez versus Shayna Baszler versus Zoe Starks. What we're going to do here is, because I think we're all picking the same person here, I want you to tell me who you think she is pinning in this match on top of that. So with that said, Tidy, I know you're the most excited here for this one. Who do you have winning and who is she pinning?
I picked Shayna, but no, I have it written down. Reality is Rhea.
Okay.
Rhea's going to win. But I didn't think about who she would pin, though. If she was to pin any of them, I would say, shit. No, I don't want her to pin her. No, pin Nia. Just pin Nia. Nia's been talking shit. Be dominant over Nia. I don't know. Maybe Nia gets pinned. That would be cool to see.
Okay. Albert, what about you? Who is winning?
It's Rhea.
Who is pinning?
It's Rhea. She pins Zoe. That's it. Done.
No, not my Zoe.
Oh, man.
I just think that Zoe's the odd woman out in this situation because I think everybody else has a stake to have a singles feud with her right now. I think Zoe just needs to get up there a little bit higher to get to that point. So I think it's Zoe right now. I think she can afford it.
Yeah, you're right. Good old logical. Yes, thank you.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to say. I wanted to pick Zoe, not because I want to, because I just feel like that's the one that makes most sense, like Albert just said. But now that I'm thinking a little bit more about it, I don't think Triple H is going to do that to Zoe. I think Zoe is one of the guys, one of the girls that Triple H brought in. So I'm going to say Rhea wins, clearly, because she's Mommy and she runs the division. And she's going to be pinning, unfortunately, Shayna Baszler. And I know that Shayna Baszler is a Triple H girl, but I'm looking at the age thing. And I think Shayna can take the pin because at this point, we already know who she is and what she's about. Zoe is kind of still getting her feet wet. We're still figuring her out. And I think if she was to lose in this scenario, man, it does make her kind of look bad. And I think it would take a little bit for her to get back out of that.
But I think that no matter what, she's got to make that climb anyway. I don't think anybody sees her as a title contender right now. So if it's 5 months to have to rehab her, why not just have her lose at this point? Because then it keeps Shayna and Nia and who am I missing? Shayna, Nia, and Raquel alive enough for another singles match with Rhea after that.
Does Zoe have any noticeable wins that you can remember?
I mean, she beat Becky.
Okay. Does she have any noticeable real wins that didn't involve Trish Stratus kerfuffle?
Okay, fine, fair enough. Yeah, I guess. I guess not.
So it's like she kind of stumbled into this match. So if she stumbled in and then she just got beat, it's like, well, yeah, she didn't belong here to begin with, and she should never be back. That's how I look at these kind of things. So And again, Shayna, I don't think she's had her time, and they missed the thing with her, and it sucks for her. But at this point, she can still be used as a badass, and she can be used to be pinned here, and it doesn't hurt her. It doesn't send her down the card at all. Whereas with Zoe, I think it could send her down further.
So
and that's what I'm looking at.
The reason Zoe's in this match, in my opinion, is because if you look at all the names, she is like high flyer. It's like Shawn Michaels' daughter. I'm telling you that she can do everything.
She's fantastic. Yeah.
I watched all of her NXT stuff. She was the best thing in NXT for the women, period, when she was there. Is why she got called up. I mean, so that is a different, unique style that those other girls do not possess. Like, she is an all-arounder. I can't even put it into words. She is way more athletic than all of them. She is amazing. Sure. And I know Rhea is definitely athletic, but Zoe can do high fly flips, all kinds of crazy shit. So I know why she's there. I mean, like, if you want to pull off, well, you can do a fatal 4-way. Did they really need to have a fatal 5-way? I was really pissed when I first heard. I was like, 5? Damn, we need to go that far? But then I got excited when I started thinking about it. I was like, ooh. So I do see the possibilities of any of these other women probably winning. But, of course, I'm going with Rhea because I think she should win until maybe WrestleMania.
Yeah. So that's the first one we've all agreed upon as far as the winner goes. But since I threw that wrench in, none of us agreed on anything. So good deal. Oh, wait, hold on. Good deal there. And now we will move on to the main event. And after SmackDown, boy, am I excited, baby. Woo! We got Roman Reigns versus LA Knight.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. And we're going to talk about that in a minute, too, anyway. So I'll skip that part for now. Roman Reigns versus LA Knight. Tidy, we got. Since you're the one that picks with the heart, I want to hear what you got to say.
Oh, you said the heart?
Well, that's what you've been picking with. You've been picking with your heart all night.
Oh, okay. Well, it's just I don't want to stop seeing things on the bloodline. Jimmy Uso on that couch cracking me up. It was a hot route. It was audible. He's like, yeah, it was a hot route. Roman's like, yeah, that was a hot. I was like, that shit's cracking me up. I don't want to not see it.
I'm on the injured reserve right now. You know what? I'm on the injured reserve right now. That was the best thing in the whole world.
I can do something. And anyways, I want to see it continue, so I have to pick Roman. But the problem I have with it is, like, dude, if y'all can talk me off a cliff here, what did they do with LA Knight after that?
They build him up towards WrestleMania to win the United States title. That's what I think they go with him.
Okay.
I think that's right, at WrestleMania.
It doesn't end his.
I don't think his push goes anywhere.
I'm just loving the bloodline. I love Roman, man, right now. It's crazy.
If they weren't going to do it for Drew, they weren't going to do it for Sami, they're not going to do it for LA Knight, and that's how I look at it. So Roman Reigns clearly wins here.
Same.
What I do think is interesting, though, and I'm going to pull this up real quick because I don't know. Maybe you saw Albert. I don't know if Tidy saw it. But this just happened today. From Fightful.com. Lance Inoue and Juicy Finale, I don't know how to say that last name, have announced they were granted the release from MLW. There's another one over there, I believe, Jacob Fatu. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that one coming up too, because Alex Hammerstone asked for the same thing, and he got it as well. Keep your eyes out for Hammerstone because he is awesome.
Amazing.
But what is interesting about this is, I don't know about Juicy. I've never heard of the Juicy sorry, I don't know how to say that name, but I have heard of Lance because he is a member of the Roman Reigns tribal chief bloodline family, all that good stuff, right?
He was on Raw at one point.
Yeah, he was on Raw with Roman at one point. And the timing of this is crazy. Because if we remember last year, Solo Sikoa debuted at Crown Jewel to save Roman Reigns. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that something like that happens again. I don't know how MLW contracts work. I know very little about MLW. I know Alex Hammerstone was there, and he is awesome. I know that Lance was there, and Jacob Fatu was there. I don't know if he's still there, correct?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I thought so. So, things just got a little bit more interesting. Now with that, Albert, Roman Reigns, I know that's who you're picking. So just go ahead and say why.
Who throws a table long ways? I mean, seriously. Who throws a table long ways? Never seen it before in my life. That's all I got to say about it. That whole night, SmackDown was amazing. The whole night was amazing. The whole thread building up. LA Knight walking out while Roman Reigns' music was playing and not acknowledging him. I mean, bravo. Bravo. 3 years. No one's done that. They're doing everything they can to make LA Knight a big deal. He's going to stay a big deal. He's going to lose and he's still going to stay a big deal.
I hope
For
so.
sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No doubt in my mind that he's going to stay a big deal. And then I'm taking Roman Reigns because, again, I just said Sami Zayn didn't get it. Drew McIntyre didn't get it. They're making us wait for Cody. It's Cody Rhodes' story to end, and it has to end with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. I've said that since Royal Rumble, and that's what I'm sticking with. Even though my heart was like, Sami Zayn's going to win, my head, I kept saying, no, I know it's not. Man, I want it to. Just like right now, I want LA Knight to win so bad.
Yeah.
I do. I really do. I would literally jump off the couch, drop to my knees, and you'd see a tear come down my cheek because I'd be so freaking happy if the megastar LA Knight, won that title at Crown Jewel. Just don't see it happening because it's Roman freaking Reigns and Cody Rhodes already has. Oh, Cody Rhodes already has his name written in he's the next name going on that title. So
is Cody Rhodes ruining lives? Is that what you just said? He ruined Sammy's life, ruined my life in conjunction. And now LA Knight. You know what? He's also ruining Drew's life right now.
He's helped Drew because now Drew's like, screw all this nonsense. I'm not putting up with it anymore. I'm gonna do things my way. So
I'm gonna stay away from the bloodline now.
Technically, that is a help, yes. But character-wise, yeah. Cody's the reason why Jay's there. Oh man, he's a disruptor. I knew it. Maybe he will turn heel and be Homelander.
Yeah, he should. But so there we go. That is Crown Jewel. And interesting thing there, other than the Rhea and Roman picks, which are just completely obvious, Albert and Tidy did not agree on a single match, which I think is hilarious.
I love you, Tidy. It's amazing.
Roman? We agreed on Roman.
Roman and Rhea.
Other than Roman and Rhea, which are just completely obvious, y'all agreed on nothing. So that's good. So I played both sides of the fence, which means that my odds of winning are fantastic. Come on, Shayna, take that pin. That's what I'm saying. I want to win. But from there, we will now move on. We'll do these a little quicker than normal. Again, packed show. We're at the hour mark, but I want to get them in because that's why we're here to begin with. Favorite moments of the week. I'm going to jump in first this time because Albert just mentioned it for a second, and I'm just going to go ahead and talk about how much I just absolutely loved it. I didn't watch SmackDown Live. I watched it Saturday morning because I was at haunted houses on Friday night. Came home Saturday morning. I turned it on, and I saw the LA Knight segment, and I got to the point where LA Knight was in the ring, and Roman was still in the aisle, and my girl Amanda was in the room, and she goes, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I knew at that moment I had messed up, so I had to say, "Come here." I had to rewind it so that she could watch it with me because that moment was one of the top moments of the year to me. LA Knight calls himself the megastar, and he made himself out to be a megastar when he said, "I'm now waiting for Roman. No. I'm coming out. I'm cutting this fool's entrance short. I'm sitting at the head of the table, and he's going to answer to me because I am LA Knight."
Yeah.
And God, he had Roman flip his shit so much so that he flipped the table, like Albert said, like no one's ever flipped the table before. My son thought it flew into the crowd because of the way it flew. It was insanity. The whole segment was awesome. He's stomping Roman in the corner. Yeah. In comes the best character in all of WWE right now, Jimmy Uso, to try and make the save. He gets put through a table. The whole segment was amazing. I loved it. And I'm glad that each and every one of us here have been on the Jimmy Uso is funny and a great character since the beginning, because a lot of people were pooping on it. And I was like, nah, there's something there and it's awesome. And we're seeing it to the full extent at this point. He's amazing. I didn't see the match yet, but I saw the clip. Jimmy Uso's in that armbar, then in the rest hold. He's sitting there. He's cheating. He's cheating.
He's cheating. Yeah, he said that shit out loud.
LA Knight, bloodline stuff right now. I didn't think we'd get to a point where I'm loving it this much again. And here we are. I love it. I want LA Knight to win so bad. So much so that I pulled out my LA Knight costume. I threw on my WWE title. I'll pull it up for the crowd to see as well. Oh, it's stuck in this bag. I was carrying this thing around yesterday as LA Knight because I want it to happen so damn bad. And that was my favorite moment of the week. LA Knight versus Bloodline, SmackDown. It was awesome. And I haven't seen it all yet. I just know the rest is going to be amazing too. But with that,
it is.
Albert, go ahead. Favorite moment of the week.
So quick honorable mentions. First honorable mention, we mentioned Jimmy Uso is the funniest wrestler in the world right now. Killed me all night. Second honorable mention, Drew McIntyre's little quip to Jey Uso. Hey, so you guys lost the tag titles, huh? Bloodline interfered. You know what? Let me give you a piece of advice. Just get over it. Loved that. Absolutely loved that. That is it was the best thing they could have done. But for me, I'm going to branch out a little bit, guys. And I'm going to go with AEW Collision. Saturday night, main event, MJF versus Kenny Omega. Now, look.
In a minute since we talk about some Collision on here.
I'm going to be completely honest. Do I think that it was stupid not letting people know about this match in advance? Yes. Do I think that this is one of the very few money matches in AEW that hasn't happened yet? Absolutely. All that, who cares at the end of the day, right? We got it. That's it. The match was there and it happened. And it was absolutely phenomenal. MJF is doing things in the ring that people just never have ever seen him do because MJF has just wrestled as a heel almost his entire career. So he's sitting there busting out Fosbury flops. He's sitting there hitting different moves in the ring that we haven't seen before. He's hitting Panama Sunrises. He's throwing kangaroo kicks. He's doing man, let me tell you, that match was absolutely phenomenal. Look, Kenny Omega, what can you say about Kenny Omega? I'm not a big Kenny Omega guy, but when that guy shows up for a big match, he knows exactly how to make somebody look like $1 million, and MJF looked like the longest reigning champion in AEW history last night.
When Kenny Omega has a dance partner that dances well with him, Kenny Omega makes magic.
Absolutely.
I'll give him that. Yeah.
And MJF was phenomenal.
Yes. Just that man. No, he shouldn't have won.
I'm glad MJF did, but
all right, Tidy. What about you, sir? What was your favorite moment from the week?
It's a bit parted, but it's Becky giving Indy a chance. Indy got her chance to fight against Becky. I really appreciated that. And then realizing as the announcer's like, oh, that's right. Tomorrow she has to Lyra Valkyria. Dude, Becky did like a cutter off the top rope, flipped over her and led to a cutter. And it looked like they were barely holding it. And Lyra jumped into it and then bounced her body, did like a backflip after.
Yeah.
Sold that shit so well that, dude, the DDT that Lyra took, I'm really big on wrestlers that when they take a hit, their body just flops. Maybe it's the kid in me that likes to just see things fly and be funny looking and ragdoll physics. But when she took that DDT, she stood straight up. Like her head was on the mat.
Rhea Ripley cell.
Yeah, that was great. And then when she took the manhandle slam, oh, man, she landed on the back of her head. Like, it was brutal. I'm
like an accordion.
I love wrestlers that can do that kind of stuff. I mean, like, literally their body just goes with it. And then the manhandle slam to the pin. Like, she reversed it and took it into a pin.
Yeah.
Great way for Becky to lose. And my other part was really Sammy. Sammy lost the right way. He didn't lose because of the Rhea distraction. I have my hope in Sammy still. And, man, that was a damn good match with Drew. Huh?
Great match.
They're building the Sammy thing for sure. We're getting a good moment for Sammy down the road.
Yes, we are. Damn it, that makes me happy.
Man, I forgot. Man, that's how much I was enjoying the LA Knight segment. I forgot about the Becky Lyra match, and that match was amazing. And the Becky Indy match. Becky gave Indy the best match I've ever seen Indy have.
Yeah,
that's why Becky's the freaking GOAT. Becky was just like, hey, y'all talking about Women's Wrestler of the Year? Don't forget about me. Don't forget about me. She ain't there. But she definitely made a case this week because those two matches back to back were really good. The NXT whole run she had was really good. So
5 women's matches on NXT, by the way, and almost 1 million viewers. Just throwing that out there. Women's wrestling doesn't draw. If you do it the right way, it absolutely does.
Yeah.
Quick question, Jimmy. So I heard someone on Twitter was talking about, not X, Twitter, was saying that this is a good example if WWE had a mid-card title, how they're using this NXT title right now. It's getting a lot of eyes on a lot of people, and Becky's doing a really good job of it. I mean, could this have been the test to see if women can get a mid-card title? Because it's been so exciting.
I can see Becky saying, give me the NXT title and let me show you why a mid-card title would work. But at the same time, with how the tag title and the tag division, how that's kind of been, every time it seems to get going, it gets pushed back and things happen. Without a women's show, I just don't see how you have the room without it just seeming overkill. I want there to be an hour-long women's show on the network like we used to have with NXT that is literally dedicated to just the women. Do it in the Performance Center, just like you do NXT. Give free tickets away like you do NXT. Just run it like you did NXT and have that mid-card title be the top title over there. And have those women be able to, they're not relegated to just that show. They're still on Raw and SmackDown. That mid-card title can still go on Raw and SmackDown. And the tag titles can kind of be, that could be their stomping ground as well. And you can build the division. I think you need something like that to have another women's title, unfortunately, just based on how everything else is booked.
The way you laid that out, I'm fine with it. I didn't want there to be just a women's only show where then the women wouldn't be featured on WWE television.
No,
I think that's counterproductive. But yeah, if they have an hour-long show where they have like their mid-card belt is like the gatekeeper title to that show, and then they can intersplice NXT and Raw and SmackDown women on there. Absolutely, yeah, I'm all for that. That makes total sense.
It allows them to have a full show to actually have build storylines. Try some new things with the women's stuff to see if it works, what doesn't work, and then incorporate it onto your weekly television. I think that's the way to do it. I've been pushing this idea for years. Literally, that is how going on 2 years now. I've been pushing this. So
I thought about this again because that's how much I have been enjoying Becky getting other talent over and giving them a spotlight because of a title. Like I enjoyed it so much. I almost didn't want Becky to lose, but I did want Lyra to win.
I was literally shocked when Becky lost. Again, my girl Amanda was like, we're watching it because she wanted to see the Halloween Havoc stuff. And I was like, okay, we'll watch it. I wasn't really into it. I was like, I know Becky's winning. And then we're watching it. And then she lost. And I just sat there like,
oh, you didn't see all the video packages they've been doing.
No, I've been paying attention online to stuff. I've been keeping up. I keep up with NXT to an extent. I just don't invest my 2 hours on Tuesday night to it. I have been recently because it has been good. She sold it to me this week and I watched it and I'm glad I did because that was a crazy awesome moment and I would have been like, how dare I miss that? So props to her. Thank you, babe. That was awesome of you. I really appreciate it. But I was legit. I was legit shocked. I literally sat there like, huh, that just happened. That's amazing. Becky is, I was mad for sure. I didn't want Becky to lose, but I was like, Becky, that's why Becky's the GOAT. There's no question about it. There's no female wrestler that does more for women's wrestling than Becky Lynch. Argue with the wall, argue with Sky, argue with your mama, your papa, all that stuff. I ain't listening because it ain't, you have no argument against it.
I can't argue against it. I can't argue against that at all.
Yeah, and then you have Chelsea and Piper going to NXT this week to defend their tag title. About freaking time. I know they've had some issues with the tag titles and partners and all that, but about freaking time. So
I do like that Chelsea is continually saying that she's not booking herself and she's not going. She's continually becoming the most engaging character on WWE television every time she's on there.
She took some notes from her hubby because he is amazing at that stuff too.
Absolutely.
Cardona. So with that, man, we got that in relatively good time. I thought we were going to go over a lot more than we did. So good deal. Now, with that said, this is where we say our goodbyes. So before we do that, though, Tidy, do you have anything you'd like to say before we bounce?
JD McDonough is fighting Seth Rollins tomorrow on Raw. And I couldn't be happier because the Bloodline story, how they slowly had to accept Sami, they're slowly accepting JD. This is the biggest match of his life. I mean, this is huge, even though he's had bigger and better matches in other ways. But this is the big match versus champion on WWE.
Never had more eyes.
My boy's going to deliver, and all of you will understand why JD is that damn good. I really hope he shows out. I'm thrilled for tomorrow.
And Albert, you're next up. Tell them what's up before we say our goodbyes.
So you can catch me this week not only on the Slam Sessions which the new Toy Room video has dropped. It's up there already, so give it a watch. But also you can catch me. It's up now on the Wrestle Buddy channel, where myself and Alex and Zero break down the AEW booking. It's a very big, long episode talking about Tony Khan and how they can improve. It gets a little bit more negative than I usually tend to get. I try to be as positive as I could, bring the bringing the positively wrestling cast over there to them. But I did maybe get a little bit more in the negative. So if you want to see me not be so cheery and brightful, like I usually am over here, check that one out.
Unhinged, Cuffs Off. Go watch that one. That's why I'm not over. That's why I'm not on there with that one. I get carried away on that one.
I came close to that.
Oh. There you go. Just enjoy wrestling. And before I go, I would like to say the booking war. That's right. We will be doing the rematch. In case you haven't heard, we did another draw, kind of, in a way. He won the booking. He won the main book. I won the whole show. I have yet to lose a show on Nick's booking stuff, and I now have to go for the rubber match, even though I have not lost, which is insanity. But I will do it because Nick is awesome, and I will do anything for this man. So, Wrestle Legion, the booking rematch, the third and final one. I will not do another one. If we tie, then that's it. I'm done. November 18th, we will not be rebooking anything. We will not rebooking. The main book will not be a rebook. Sorry, there we go. I finally got to where I needed to get to. I will be booking this year's Survivor Series. And when I say I have booked a masterpiece, because I am done already with it. That's how great of an idea I've had. And it's now on, it's done, and it's a masterpiece. I promise you, you at least want to tune in for that one. After that, we will be doing the Starrcade 97 rebook, just the pay-per-view itself, in which I've been waiting for 26 years to fix that mess up right there. So we'll be doing that. And then the final one will be the Monday Nitro, the very last Monday Nitro of all time, in which we'll be doing a back and forth rebooking that one. And that was at that show. So I would love to rebook that one as well, because as good as it was, it could have been a lot better. So that's what will be going on November 18th. I'm going to slay this shipless captain on this one. This is not a prediction. This is a spoiler. This will not be close. I'm going to destroy him. My Survivor Series book will be amazing. Flat out amazing. I'm not even overselling it at this point. It will be amazing. You will hear it and you will be so angry that it's not even the real one. That's how good it is. I promise you, you don't want to miss it. So stay tuned for that one, November 18th. We'll be.
I hope Crown Jewel doesn't screw up your plans.
I'm starting from the Crown Jewel. This is how we're doing it. I'm going to be starting from the Crown Jewel, so I can literally make my matches go exactly how I would need them to go at Crown Jewel for my book to make sense. We're starting Crown Jewel and going from there. I might actually have to start from Halloween Havoc, depending on how it goes, but we will see. Anyways, you're not going to want to miss it. It is a massive. Oh, it's so good. I've read it over like 5 times, and I love it every single time. So we'll have the Crew Day a part of that as well. We will have Mr. Devin Andrews a part of that as well as guest host like they did last time. And, of course, Nick, a friend and guest of ours a few times from Wrestle Legion. He is the one hosting. And the Shipples captain, who will be getting his butt stomped. All the good stuff above. So I'm all over the place. I think the meds are kicking in. But anyway, that's the show, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We will be back next week with the aftermath of Crown Jewel. And obviously, the best moments of this week in wrestling coming up. So make sure you're there. And again, go watch Slam Sessions. And do not forget to put it in your calendar, November 18th, the booking rematch. My book is going to be so good. So good. So just enjoy wrestling, everybody. And pieces out. Good night.